One thing I wish I could do is not have the HUD superimposed over the playfield, like it is right now.
Oh, drag it somewhere else.
Well, you notice how the position is like grayed out.
Mm-hmm.
It'll jump back when I play.
Seriously?
Yeah. Some values are driven by canvas. Oh, you want to see another funny thing?
Yeah, I do. Ah, that's really obnoxious.
Well, besides that,
Yeah.
well, first of all, for some reason, you notice the little square there is
I
gone,
did
the
notice
tile.
that. What happened to it? Where's our
I
wall?
don't know, but if I change it to this, suddenly you can see.
Are you kidding?
I'm not kidding. In fact, they
Wow.
actually pivot to orient themselves. Did you do that?
No. Well, there everything is set to
Everything
look
is
at.
level. Oh, that's right.
Yeah, yeah, everything looks at, so it's looking at it. Oh wow, that's cruel. The poor thing.
But the bloom looks really good right here. Um,
Now there must be a way.
to get the HUD out of the way.
Yeah.
I
Like
just don't even want it involved in this shit at all.
you know
Without
what?
having to like filter out the UI layer every single time I make a function call. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What is going on? I don't know if the microphone is picking up the cats yowling, but so wait, you would prefer no UI in this
Yeah.
experience at all,
What is
basically?
what is over there? What is that? Is that the
That
camera?
that's the far plane.
Uh oh, okay.
Which
Why
would
is it visible? Is the fire plane always visible?
I think so. I think it's because we're looking down an ISO camera near and far plane, and it's showing us what is in frame. We
Got it.
we can shorten that. That is definitely a property.
Yeah. And then it'll just make the visual noise worse, but it's the right thing to do.
Where camera? Oh yeah.
I
I mean
mean,
like
it doesn't.
one. Yeah, it doesn't need to be anything.
I think it needs to be
Two.
the depth of the camera. Yeah,
Hmm.
let's try that. Or at least the distance. It's however far the camera is
Hmm.
from the HUD. Okay, that works.
Nice.
Um.
I would.
So, yeah. Sorry. Go
Oh
ahead.
no, I was just looking up how to hide the canvas.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
you can just turn off the layer in your editor. Are you serious?
Well,
Uh,
doesn't that just turn it off when I
no.
hit it in play?
Above that, the layers menu. Nope. No, no. Sorry. The top level, top right corner, layers menu. Just uncheck UI,
Okay.
and that's that apparently. And it's just
All
just
right.
just for the editor.
Can I solo this? What if I only wanted to see the UI? I guess I could do
You
nothing.
do nothing and then UI. Yeah.
Okay.
This is not my favorite type of drop down.
Well, in DAWs, you can solo tracks and mute tracks.
Hmm.
It's a pretty good system.
Yeah. Yeah. This doesn't quite feel like that.
No, it doesn't feel like that. It doesn't feel like that at all. They have to do a harder problem. They're having to solve a harder problem, but yeah. So I discovered
Hmm.
a Bolo Discord.
No way.
Way.
Are they huge fans of ours now?
No. Well, maybe. Oh, that's the Bolo logo? Are you
Holy
serious?
shit. That is like time appropriate.
Oh no, this is the
Oh,
breakout
it's
clone.
the other
Bolo.
one.
It's the other Bolo. Yeah, so there's winbolo.com.
Hmm.
Uh the source code is available online. It is somewhat inscrutable. I spent probably 20 or 30 minutes reading through it, and I was like, I can't really tell what's going on in the client. I can't really tell what's going on in the server. A lot of C code mixes like low level and high level stuff together in an uncomfortable way. You know, like you're iterating over bytes in the same context that you're trying to do some high level logic, you know?
Yeah, it's really unpleasant.
Um, I think I read on their Discord that the server is down today.
Oh.
Winbolo.net, potentially the same server. Well, they have a Discord, and there are just like a bunch of people that play.
They just love playing Bolo. That's
they all just
amazing.
like they use Discord to coordinate games, and I think there's like a bot that's listening to them, and so they can type in little chat ops commands, and then like it throws up a little game for them to play.
Aw,
which is really cool.
I really like that.
I asked if anybody streamed either on Discord or Twitch, and they said not really, but one of them was nice enough to say, like, yeah, if you want, like, I'm happy to hop in a game and show you how to play. And we know how to play, but we like suck, like, and I wanted to know like what high level play looks like, right? But yeah, they just play the game.
Wow. So is that the complete map? That's a custom one. That's still really cool.
This is a custom one, yeah. It's actually kind of a variation of the map that we were familiar with, like the original map. Go to Josh's Bolo page. Isla Peligrosa.
Dangerous Island.
Archipelago. A fitting name for a website. Yeah. Or for a map.
I like his little animated GIF top bar there. That is the tank.
Pretty sick.
The tank shooting.
It's pretty sick. Yeah. This is like a nearest neighbor resize of the actual sprites, maybe.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a cool map.
I think it's pretty close to the original map, but you kind of like made a little port out of it. Yeah, it's pretty dope, right?
I think it's the original map that's like, the water's been painted in, which I like.
Yeah.
It's the climate change Bolo map.
Yeah. Yeah. And I, like, I did watch YouTube again of people playing, and like a lot of it was like about territory control, and like, but I don't know. I still didn't see anybody that I thought was like super savvy. Not that I'm good at the game. It's just like, I was just curious to know what like really skilled players look like,
Oh yeah, and I wonder if there's a skill ceiling for this game just based on the input available to you and the tools.
I don't know. I think, yeah, it is interesting. Like I had a question in the back of my mind was like, is the fact that the controls suck in this game like a big factor?
An important part of the experience, yeah.
Yeah.
Which
one of the things
one of
the things that we haven't experimented with at all is like driving more slowly through different terrain.
Oh yeah, we wanted to do that, or I wanted to do that with the map a while ago, and it had some. We didn't have a good map representation for it, or a good way to.
Yeah, we didn't really have a good way of displaying it or anything. But it's so important in the original Bolo. And I actually don't know to what degree I want or don't want to replicate it, because it also gives it a feeling of being kind of chunky.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It might be good.
We could always retcon it, and these new hover tanks just aren't affected by terrain.
Yeah. I thought it would be good, now that we have pathfinding under our belts, to add some enemy tanks.
Oh hell yeah!
But I want to fix this HUD thing first.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
I want to figure out why the turret is gone. Or, sorry, not the turret.
The wall is gone. Yeah,
the wall is gone. And you can see that the console is just like filled with missing game objects.
Has been destroyed, but you are still trying to. Do the turrets shoot it? Do they just blow it up? Is it actually destroyed? No, because
they are aiming at it, aren't they?
Yeah, I wonder.
I would think that you would. It doesn't have damageable on it, so it
Right,
shouldn't be getting a.
we didn't drag the wall prefab in there. We just put the mesh on. So, oh my god, stop it, Bandit. He's trying to eat all my cables now.
Who is this?
Bandit has just
okay.
hopped into my lap, which he has started to enjoy doing in this new house.
Okay.
But,
well, you did name him Bandit, didn't you?
Yeah, he earned his name very quickly.
Yeah. Visual Studio Code, bitches.
So I take it the other editor experiment is dead.
It's not dead. It's
on pause.
Not alive per se. Okay. So the build panel is missing the wall.
Oh,
did it get destroyed?
That would be really funny.
God, this game. Not this game. This whole system. There's a wall. There's a wall wireframe.
Oh, fascinating. I noticed there's a network component. Was that
it is not necessary at all. No. Yeah, I don't think the HUD needs to be networked at all, right?
Not this part, yeah.
Yeah, let's get rid of that. Well,
from the prefab probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's mono behavior. How did that get on there? Maybe we just copied a prefab and didn't delete it, right? All right, the wall does not need a network identity. Affiliation depends on it. Oh, the wall does have affiliation on it. That's how it got destroyed. What destroyed it? It doesn't have a damageable.
It doesn't have damageable. Well, and the turret doesn't get destroyed, which is what's so weird.
Mm-hmm. Build remover, client effects, damageable, ephemeral emitter, player inventory.
There's no affiliation. No, there's no destroying affiliation. You're looking at all the destroyers.
Well, there is an on destroy, is there not? So why don't I don't even know what script to attach to. What? I guess I'll just make a quick script here.
That's really weird. I'm also wondering why the canvas has a position in game space. I really don't like that.
Because the game objects are all in the same space. Yeah, I don't like it either.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then can I debug? We tried this before, didn't we? I feel like we tried it before.
We tried it before. It was
not good.
Not super good.
Debugging. No, this is pretty generic, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, our C# stuff is better than the last time we tried it.
Install the debugger for Unity. Okay. Debug. Unity. Do I have the debugger for Unity? I feel like I do.
I feel like I've installed literally every Unity extension at this point, so I assume so.
Search extensions in the marketplace. Debugger for Unity. I have it. Oh, is it just a separate thing?
Its own sidebar extension? Ugh. If you right-click on the left panel with icons, can you add... Huh. If you have a VS Code launch project in your JSON, you must delete it.
Okay. Okay, let's check it out. There is no launch.
Great. I was at just the debug icon, but an old one. It might just be.
Oh, select the cog wheel. Oh no, wait. Let's see here. Doesn't work very well. It's a 3.5-star extension here. Not doing so hot, huh?
And not a lot of reviews. So it's select the debug view and click the cogwheel.
Oh, maybe it's up here.
What?
Maybe it just doesn't work on our version.
That's weird. Yeah.
February 16th? I bet the first issue is like, does not work. 11 days ago.
I'm surprised, actually. That is a little more than I expected to be there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, why not just like let me copy this?
Beautiful.
It's ridiculous. Boy, do I need all this? Do I really need all this? I just need the Unity editor, basically. Maybe the OS X player.
Yeah. I'm confused because they're all the same request.
I also find it weird. What is library editor instance.json? Does that exist?
Nope.
Well, let's try it.
Hmm.
And then, did I put my breakpoint?
I think you did, yeah.
Okay, debug wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that gonna work? That's cool.
Oh, I'm in this.
Huh.
I'm in the prefab. Who knows what's gonna happen right now?
No, it's always the goddamn prefab.
Okay, this is clearly doing something.
Yeah.
Do. That's taking way too long to compile, is it not?
That's pretty slow. Is there a breakpoint somewhere that's just paused on?
No, it just finished this.
Okay. Oh, okay.
All right, so let's try that one more time. Okay. Kind of creeps me out that there's all these DLLs.
Mm-hmm.
And if I play, hey, hit it right away.
Amazing.
Fantastic. The destroy happens immediately. And I don't have a call stack.
Huh.
Oh man. Not an amazing developer experience.
No.
All right, 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 all right. Let's try.
So I just say when you build, the turret shows up and then disappears. Oh, okay, you're going the other way.
I'm happy to use a different. Oh wait, what's it doing? Did I not select the other thing?
Oh, I got it.
Okay, so I'm happy to use a different thing as long as it works. Although Writer, it's not. If I'm not mainlining it, it costs like $13 a month or something crazy, right?
That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, it's Photoshop. Arguably, we'd spend longer in this app than Photoshop, right?
That's true.
And it is like super powerful. Although the last time I tried to do anything, it kept crashing. So add a breakpoint right there, and then I can just I'm not debugging anymore in VS Code.
Just hit the attach. Yeah.
Attach Unity Editor and play, and then I hit the play button. No whammies. I can't tell if it's doing anything.
Oh, your Unity is bouncing.
Okay, I'm playing.
Is this the same play session?
It is not.
Hmm.
It didn't hit the breakpoint though, right?
Mm-mm.
Do I need to use a debug button?
I was gonna say there's the bug button to the right. Yeah, that's probably it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then do I hit play, or is it playing now? Oh, hey, there it is.
Cool.
Same issue.
Mm-hmm.
Server socket.
So is it saying it's immediately destroyed on the server?
Yeah. That's what it looks like. Okay. I'm gonna guess this is some mirror mystery, right? This was a much better debugging experience, by the way. It just worked.
That seemed a lot easier. Yeah.
All right. We're gonna try to ride this editor for the time being.
Cool.
Until it starts to kill me, and then we'll stop.
That is definitely worth a couple bucks.
Yeah. Okay. So let's mess with the affiliation really quick. Why did we need it in the first place? Just for coloring?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we were doing to the turret up there. I would be in favor of yanking it off both if you want.
Okay, and then we do that because...
Well, let's take it off both, because it is purely visual, and if we want to recolor it, we can recolor it. That might make the most sense.
What material would they start out with if they don't have that? Does it just does it default to white?
Let's see. I guess the reason I did this in the first place is that you would have to add a glow color to each subchild. Yeah, it'll be white. They should have glow white on them, which is fine. So let's just see if that works then. That is a pretty big change. And you could add a glow color to each of those.
Okay. I am not going to worry about debugging. We'll just run the game from the editor.
Yep. But if this fixes it, I'm not going to feel like... I don't know. I'm not fully happy yet. Come on. Okay.
And if I look at this, yeah, they're not shooting at the HUD anymore. Depressing.
So they were targeting it. I
So I
don't.
made some change. Yeah, go ahead.
I just don't understand how they destroyed it, but we can move on. Yeah.
I don't 100% understand either. I'm gonna make one more tweak
Okay.
that I just noticed.
Oh, you're
I can do the grid snapping here, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, but I think it's offset already, right? So I need to maybe manually.
I think if you hold Option, you can get half increments. Wait,
Was it control?
with snapping on though. Yeah.
Got it. Where's this? Oh,
Thought,
with this on.
yeah, I thought there were half increments. No, maybe not.
Yeah, I think for whatever reason, I thought you were able to get half increments too, right?
I thought so.
Maybe your preferences were just different.
Nice.
There we go.
Cool. All right, so you changed some stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I basically made it so that, well, first of all, you can build over bullets. You can build over other things.
Ah, nice.
Because before you couldn't, right?
Yeah, bullets would block the builder.
Yeah, I don't know how to get the things shooting without them going crazy. I do this maybe. Somehow we were able to get them to shoot at us.
Well, I think you could just start putting more turrets out there. Oh.
Yeah, okay, so the builder can't go through a one unit hole, which is another problem. The tank can't either for that matter, right?
Nope.
I don't know if you saw that, but
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It should fit. You know what I want? I want a Bolo style maze with 1 unit pathways.
yes, I do too.
Yeah.
Um, but I made it so that the build indicator, the build cursor, doesn't show up unless you can actually build over things. So
Nice.
if I go outside of the playfield, it doesn't show anymore. But if I'm over here, it'll actually show up.
Cool. And we could build outside the playfield before, couldn't we?
We could, yeah, because we weren't checking to see if there's terrain there. So what I do is I'm having editor schizophrenia right now. Bear with me here.
No, you're good.
An okay to build, I get the terrain height at the given position. And if it's not available at all, I will just say that you can't build there. And then on top of that, we will do the raycast, or not the raycast, the box overlap to make sure that the built object doesn't collide with anything. But we're limiting it to obstacles, and that's what prevents the bullets from interrupting the build. I had to put both I don't think anything was in the obstacles layer. Or no, there were. I actually had to put things in the obstacles layer. The new layer I added was terrain, because our terrain was not in the terrain layer.
Gotcha.
So terrain height, what it does is it takes the position that you drop in. It actually fudges the Y upwards a little bit, and then just casts a ray downward, and then sees if it hits anything.
Cool.
Yeah. Do you know about the question mark in C#?
Is that an optional?
It is an optional, yeah. So it's kind of a neat interface. You used to have to add like a preprocessor, like pound nullable enable or something like that, but for some reason I didn't have to in this file.
Nice.
Which is why I didn't always use it before. But if you notice, the return value is a float, but I'm actually doing .has value here to check to see if it actually has a value. And if I actually wanted its value, I would just do value.
So is it Does every nullable function return something that's kind of promisey like
I
that?
think it's I think it's an option.
Yep.
Yeah, an option has usually has like a function that says are you okay or not,
Mm.
and then if you're okay, you can unwrap it.
Right. Sorry. It's a true option on like TypeScript where there was just like might be null. Better make sure it's not null.
Yeah, TypeScript does force you to check though, at least, which is nice.
But it's not sort of the classic option of some or none wrapping your
Exactly.
containing value. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Did you use that in the past? Does Swift do that?
Swift has really strong options.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, yeah. That's great. It's a really nice pattern.
Yeah, you
Probably Scala as well, I think.
yeah, I think you have to get used to it, but then once it's there, it's very comforting.
Yeah, I started using it in Rust and I was like, I really like this. It's a little bit of boilerplate, but it's like it's kind of like good boilerplate. It forces you to actually deal with the edge case,
The
right?
the Rust version I found very boilerplatey. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sweet.
Okay. Um, should we fix the can I drive through a 1 unit thing? Set.
I would like that.
Okay.
That and the builder should be able to build through 1 unit thing too.
Yeah, I think we just got to narrow the collisions a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Does that now,
So
does that necessarily make us a smaller target for the bullets? I mean, yes, right?
it does, unfortunately, but
Okay.
that's maybe what we just have to deal with. So, okay, the character controller
I mean, the radius is right
radius
on
is
the money
zero
for
point
one.
0.5,
Yeah.
yeah, 0.49. Is that gonna be too narrow?
I'm curious if that's enough, because if so, that'd be great.
Yeah. I like being precise.
Well, I
Although
get
0.49 is not precise, but it's more precise than 0.48 or something like that, right?
yeah, well, I kind of get that if you're on the money with the collisions,
Oh yeah.
yeah. Okay. Much better.
The builders are funny. I felt like they should have been absorbed right there. Maybe we need to increase the absorption radius.
Okay, that's much better. Are they also 0.5 radius, the builders? They must be.
Yeah, that's
Because
probably
if you try to
it's gotta
send
be-
one into that hallway, it just
that's
won't
got to be
build.
the issue. Yeah. Um, radius.
There you go. That's hilarious. That's good though. That was needed for a long time.
Yeah. Oops.
You know what I really don't like is that they have this really kind of soft acceleration.
Yeah, we can change. It doesn't. I don't know if that fixed it. If I'm here, if I'm here, I go over here.
It started all the way out there. That's weird.
Yeah, it's really weird.
So a builder shouldn't be able to fill in a spot in that hallway either, right? What happens if you do that?
Here?
Sure. Okay, what about like right in the middle of the hallway then? Yeah, like it's.
I think what's happening is
We had some unreachable path condition, so we transition and build the thing at the required spot, requested spot.
yeah, what does the script actually look like?
That seems like the transition is maybe a little too forgiving when you can't reach it.
So if it's
Yeah, wait. If we're not what is that destination doing?
it is the distance from
Huh.
position to the destination. So the question is, does
Oh.
the destination get updated?
It does. Yeah, it should be. It should be the. We save the destination. For exactly this problem, I think the destination getting updated was an issue last time.
So I think what happens is if you like are traveling towards the destination and it's not on the nav mesh,
Then it just says I've reached it. It shortens its destination to where it is and says I'm done.
yeah, it basically says I'm there,
Yeah.
right? Or it basically adjusts the destination to the best effort of what it can do.
Now I noticed if you go back into the game and look at the nav mesh view, which is gonna take some work, you're gonna have to get the navigation tab up.
Okay.
Yeah, there you go. So if you notice, the walls are cutting out a very large spot for navigation. I assume if there's walls next to each other, they actually cut out the entire area.
Yes, that's the problem.
Yeah. So I mean, one thing we could do is, so we can make smaller agents, and then they will sort of corner better, or we could make tighter nav mesh.
How do the agents do this? And these are global settings.
What happens if you turn that down? What's it do?
Well, this is actually different to what is this tab here? Because there's settings for the agent on the agent component itself.
Hover over the agent tab. I just want to see what its description is because it's been sort of helpful.
Nav mesh
No.
agent settings.
Okay.
Okay. Let me see here. Right. It is a little bit funny that we have this here, right?
So,
But then if we go to the builder,
right.
it has its own
It has its
obstacle avoidance.
It has
settings.
obstacle avoidance, yeah. Oh man, can you just make the angular speed like 360?
Oh,
I just
it shouldn't turn. Yeah.
I just wanted to turn on a dime, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Um yeah, and that could be we should adjust that till it's no longer annoying and then
Yeah.
not fuck with it anymore because you could probably go insane.
Yeah.
We could make I think you might be right that we just make it tiny.
We can make it tiny. Can we go back to 0.49 though? I'm very curious sort of. I want to know what's cutting out the nav mesh.
Okay.
Um
So we could go to the navigation tab, and what if we?
That's what I'm curious about. If you just turn that down. Okay.
This says humanoid. What does that mean?
I don't know. Was it the walls and the turrets themselves that
Yeah,
have
possibly.
that have
Hang on a
nav
sec.
mesh obstacles? Yeah.
Right.
That's still 0.49.
And it says agent type humanoid. Open agent settings. Is this just like if you select it, it'll default to this?
Well, sorry, I
Are
think
these just defaults?
I think there's a difference between size and obstacle avoidance.
Radius, height, step height, max slope.
So I think those are
Radius,
colliders.
height, quality.
So if you hover a radius, what's its tooltip? Yeah. So I
And
think
any other agents or obstacles.
right, and oh, okay, obstacles. Because this radius, I think, is just the collider size.
Areas. Baked agent size. All right.
Oh
Let
boy.
me bring this in the other browser. Sorry.
No, it's okay.
AI navigation package. Please add that package to your project in order to continue building the nav mesh using these components to get access to newer versions. Should we use a different package?
Is this like Unity's don't use the navigation tab? I don't know.
Can I put a nav mesh in a prefab? That's not our situation here. check out the documentation section. I'm just curious about what this is really quick.
Oh, totally.
What were you going to say? This
trying-
doesn't look like what we want.
No, I'm trying to remember what we added to the wall and turret prefabs.
Yeah.
Because I think they did have some sort of like avoidance.
Nav mesh obstacle.
The box. Oh, and what is the move threshold around carve? Oh no, that's just when it stops moving. Okay, yeah, I remember this. Weird. Okay. So what's avoiding shit then? If you turn obstacle avoidance to 0, does it change how the mesh looks? It's weird because that is a component on our thing and not an actual has nothing to do with like the navigation tab game display. I don't get it.
Let's just try it.
Sure.
Forgot that I can send multiple of these out at the same time. So I'm going to be right here. I'm going to build right here. Yeah, still having a hard time. What if I build right here? Boop.
So weird. Flip back to the navigation tab real quick.
Sure.
Can you bake a smaller agent radius? If you just like, yeah, shrink that down.
Yeah, that made it smaller.
Okay, cool.
What if it's 0? Is that possible?
Didn't change anything. Yeah, interesting.
Is this what we want?
Maybe. What if we just bake 0.49? Is that precise?
Well, this reduces the carve,
Yep.
right? And then obstacle avoidance maybe is just like layered on top of that.
I guess. Oh man, make the okay, yeah, can I go through now?
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, it's getting pretty close now.
I mean, it's clipping like out of the level too. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Make the agent radius even smaller. Let's see what that does. It gives you a warning, which is really interesting. Do you like 0.01? Oh, sorry, in the bake settings now here. Yeah.
Okay, let's actually just read the docs. I feel like we're
Well, I guess. Sorry, I guess I'm looking at the nav mesh. I feel like 0.49 would do it. The blue is showing us the actual navigatable space on the map.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like where we're okay with the center of the agent going. I don't think it needs to give the full volume of the agent. I think it's just what we're happy. Like we're happy if it navigates through. So it might help if we added some, like a corridor of walls on here as well.
Okay, hang on a second. Let's
Yeah,
see.
totally.
Oh my God, this fucking their whole like click through the UI is just terrible. They're like interactive learning.
Mm. Yeah, I don't like this site.
Like these docs are so thin.
Yeah.
Okay, this is about the navigation tab, I think. Right, window AI navigation. Agent radius defines how close the agent center can get to the wall or ledge. Agent height defines how low the spaces are that the agent can reach. Okay, that's all about moving up and down.
Mm-hmm.
You can bake the mesh. Bake settings.
Ooh, okay.
Mid-region area advanced build settings allow you to call away small non-connected nav mesh regions. Nav mesh regions whose surface area is smaller than the specified value will be removed.
Oh, I see. That's like that top one. Yeah.
That little thing right there. Voxel size. Manual voxel size allows you to change the accuracy at which the bake process operates. Uses voxelization to build the nav mesh from arbitrary little geometry. In the first pass of the algorithm, the scene is rasterized into voxels. Then the walkable surfaces are extracted, and finally the walkable surfaces are turned into a navigation mesh. The voxel size describes how accurately the resulting nav mesh represents the scene geometry. The default accuracy is set so that there are 3 voxels per agent radius. That is, the whole agent width is 6 voxels. This is a good trade-off between accuracy and bake speed. Having the voxel size will increase the memory usage by 4x and will take 4x longer to build the scene. Generally, you should not need to adjust the voxel size. There are 2 scenarios that might be necessary: building smaller agent radius or more accurate nav mesh. So basically what they're saying is a voxel is like the minimum unit that you can subdivide the nav mesh into.
Mm-hmm. So interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of fucking with this on my Unity as well. You get a lot of like interesting live builds out of this.
When you bake for an artificially smaller agent radius, the nav mesh bake system will also reduce the voxel size. If your other agent dimensions stay the same, it may not be necessary to increase the nav mesh build resolution. Set the agent radius to the real agent radius. Turn on the manual voxel size, take the current voxel size and freeze it. Set the artificial smaller agent radius so you have to check the manual voxel size and then set. So the voxel size is really tiny here.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the agent radius, it's okay if the center of the object is like a quarter of a tile away, right? That seems fine.
Yep.
But is that going to do it for us?
So what I did was I added a wall 1 unit away from another wall, because then you can sort of get a sense of.
Yeah. There's no command click, is there? It's just duplicate.
You can copy and paste. Command C, Command V.
Command D is duplicate.
So now there's a path. And if you set it back to 0.5 or even 0.49, it just won't be there. Huh, that's cool.
Am I on the grid?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I am. I can't tell. There's like a lot of grid going on here.
There's a lot of grid, and like the nav mesh makes this really hard to see because it's off the grid.
Okay, yeah.
I was curious
The
if
nav mesh is a little bit dirty, isn't it?
it is, yeah.
Fake.
It's like actually exceedingly dirty. I'm surprised by that.
Right. And then if I do the agent radius to 0.49 and bake it, this is what you're talking about?
It's just gone.
It's just gone.
Yeah.
Which makes sense.
Does it? Okay.
Because it's half of.
I guess I would have expected there to be a very thin path.
A very, very thin line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
0.48 might do it. 0.4? At what point do we get the thin line?
That's closer, yeah. So I'm curious if this is manageable at all.
Like this?
Yeah. Like, will it navigate through there? I kind of assume it would.
Okay, let me make it a little bit more adventurous here.
Sure. Cute.
It looks slightly off, doesn't it?
The wall?
Yeah. Maybe it's just the rendering. I don't know.
I think it's on,
this
yeah.
wall looks like it's off. And then does that have the same effect on the nav mesh? I wonder. Why does it avoid like that? Do you notice?
Yeah, it's pretty weird. So what's our obstacle avoidance at right now?
I 0.25.
So that should be 4.9, and we bake a nav mesh with a smaller. Oh, wrong play.
Oh, gotta get that thing that.
The unique extension that's going to make us all our money, yeah.
Oh, you know what? This is a mirror thing. It's a mirror thing. That's the problem. Still, we should make it.
Oh, it's a mirror that's found. I see. Yeah.
I wonder why mirror cares. Okay, that's way better. I don't like it how it cut through the corner here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that looks right.
It does look pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Flip to the navigation. Whoa. Whoa. Okay.
Is it because there's a tree there?
Oh, I wonder, yeah. Well, you could try that. You could try that with the tree right next to it.
Weird. It's like this one doesn't exist. What the fuck?
When you built on top of a tree, was there like some sort of like collider precedence shenanigans where the wall box collider? So wait, does that?
Let's just get rid of this tree.
Okay.
And
wait, before you do that, can you walk through that wall right now? Like, just when we build the game, is it just busted?
I think this is this is exactly why
Okay.
yeah. I think it's just the trees getting in the way, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I delete that tree,
Mm-hmm.
command backspace. Seems like a bit much, don't you think? Yeah. Now if I rebake, it's there now. I wonder if
What?
that'll happen if I. What am I selecting here?
I'm sorry.
What do I?
What is happening? Oh, prefab wall 112 has 2 walls in it, for one thing. So, in fact, I think what might have happened is that there was no wall there.
You're right. That's exactly right. I think what happened is I moved.
You copied the wall renderable. So 113.
So if I do duplicate this and move it over,
So sorry, number 113 down there is actually a duplicate. I know it's gonna be impossible to find, but it's just hanging out on top of the other one. Yeah. Okay. I feel better about that.
all right, I'm going to duplicate this one
Mm-hmm.
and move it over the tree.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's gonna cause any problems.
It's not gonna cause any problems. We just had like a for some reason I duplicated the interior, the visual of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
I probably shouldn't put that there though. So I'm just gonna roll back. We're gonna go back to here.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna duplicate, scoot it over, and that should be fine.
Yeah.
Actually, we had a tree there, didn't we?
Yeah, take us all the way back to Tree Town. Okay. So now, yeah, you've got the wall selected. That's what happened. I don't know how that happened.
Maybe I clicked into it somehow. Oh yeah, you can totally just click into it.
Oof. Okay.
That's bad, right? You should be able to just like group this. You know how you can group objects in
Mhm.
like every other thing that has a scene hierarchy.
Yep. Well, it's like a prefab, right? I don't want to actually touch it. What's in the prefab menu?
What's that?
What's in the prefab menu there? Is there a way to like say don't modify children or something? Damn. Nope. Oh well.
I guess I'd rather be able to select into it from here rather than from the map. Do you know what I mean? But I guess maybe there are objects that are bigger, right? So if I move this over, it should be just totally fine now, right?
Hmm.
Do I need to rebake the nav mesh, or does it do it automatically?
No, because these are live. These are like live obstacles that just get built.
Yes. Why is there that little delay in the beginning? Do you notice that?
I did.
There's like a hitch.
I thought that was the stream. Interesting. Cool. I like it. So I wonder, can we take acceleration off of the
Yeah,
building too?
I want a constant speed. It feels really bad, right?
It feels really weird.
Not the HUD, the builder.
Like, what is acceleration 0? Just like stop doing that, and we give it more speed or something.
I think it's more like it needs infinite acceleration, right?
Oh,
Is it auto braking that we want? All right, let's take a look at the nav agent steering.
oh, I see. Speed is maximum. So yeah, you're right. Infinite acceleration.
And is there a max speed? There is a speed, right?
The speed value is max.
So if I just like do something really high,
Mm-hmm. Damn it.
oh man, I'm deeply curious why
Mm-hmm.
it can't be in prefab mode.
Ah, so much better.
Yep, that's way better.
Cool. Thank you. Ah,
Oh, I can sneak through there. This is
nice.
nice.
Oh, this is a big, big improvement.
God damn it. I really want the mouse wheel to change the
Oh,
selected thing.
we can do that.
Yeah. Okay. What were we gonna do again?
I
AI
forget.
on the tanks? Is that
Enemy tanks. That'll have a
okay?
more usable nav mesh now.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Um. Okay.
So what's your thought on this? Is it we set the player as the destination and they just wait till they're close?
I don't have a great thought. Yes. We set the player as the destination, and then when you raycast over the player,
Shoot.
you shoot. Do you stop?
I think it's like, yeah, you stopping would be good. I would expect it to like strafe, and that sounds like advanced level shit. But
Yeah.
like I expect it to circle around because that's how our tanks move.
Maybe it's trying to maintain a fixed distance away.
Hmm. I like that. Yeah.
It's hard to do that within a nav mesh, but
Well, the nav mesh we're only using to get from point A to point B, so maybe we can be destination setting.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I think I've been thinking of the nav mesh as more of an artificial intelligent agent, but it's actually just going the place I tell it to go.
Okay. Let's make a new thing. It's kind of a tank. I wish the tank didn't have to be the top level game object. It doesn't have to be, right?
No? What do you mean? You want to make a enemy prefab?
Yeah.
Like we don't need to use our player tank, is what you're. Is that the problem?
I'll use the player tank. I'll use the player tank.
Oh, I don't think we need to. Yeah.
I like the idea of the player tank being the enemy. So let's just grab it.
Cool.
Fuck it.
I'm just looking up. I'm on the Unity asset store where there were actually a bunch of like, do you want some enemy AIs? So that's nice to know.
Oh, that's funny.
Hmm.
They must make many assumptions though about like the way that you've got the game set up, right?
I assume so. Yeah.
All right, let's where are my meshes? Let me just create an empty. Put the tank in there. This is going to have an affiliation. Oops.
Hmm.
I think it needs a network transform child, right?
I don't understand what that component is for.
It makes sure that all the stuff underneath it also moves properly. I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I thought the time we tried to use that, it ended up being not necessary, which is why.
It was necessary.
Oh, it was. Okay.
Yeah, it was necessary if you wanted to see the turret moving from the other person's perspective.
Okay.
Yeah, come to think of it, we haven't tried multiplayer in a while, so it's gonna be
I was just thinking about that, but yeah.
it's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
What if I tank mirror is not necessary, right? That's just an artifact of
Oh,
the
that
asset.
that really shouldn't be in there. Yeah. If you right click on the mesh, I think you can unpack this prefab, which is probably what you want.
Yeah, that's right. Actually, I think what I want to do is I want to move this entire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. This sort of makes a little more sense to me rather than putting the mesh render at the top level. That always feels weird to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I prefer this style as well. I feel like the mesh is generally not the top level thing I want to modify.
That means I just corrupted my HUD, right?
Oh no, what did you just wipe out?
The debug wall.
Oh. Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's okay. I'll fix that right now. I think it was on the wall down here, right? That was the script.
Nice.
Okay. Back to this guy. Now we probably want an affiliation on this, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're just gonna call it Team Red for now.
Sure.
And we are also going to add a new script. Oh. Can I not create C# script? Enemy tank.
Yeah.
And then we're going to add that in there. And we need something that approximates the character controller, right? In its collision box.
Well, let's see. We want to add the nav agent, and we also want to give it a box or capsule collider of some sort, or a sphere collider.
Yeah. We don't want it to push you. Gosh, all the physics stuff. There's all this physics 2D. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if we
You'd use the 2D physics engine with the 3D renderer. What it would do?
Yeah, well, we do want arcing bullets, don't we?
I think so. I mean, I think
Okay.
there's
Yeah.
enough 3Dness going on here.
Okay. Was it Capsule Collider that we were using?
I think it is a capsule collider. Yeah.
And I think we more or less just want it to be the same proportions as the player, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's probably time I make this into a prefab.
Mm-hmm. Where is the enemy tank on your?
Say again?
Oh, I was just wondering where the enemy tank is in the scene. I lost it.
It's
We'll find it in a second.
yeah. How do I readjust the camera to be? Is it dot? 0?
Nope. I don't know. Keyboard 0, not numpad 0.
Must be a way to just like reorient the prefab camera. Maybe not. I
Hmm.
don't know. Are we sideways? Oh no, it's just ProGrid being weird,
Yep.
right? ProGrid's not useful in the prefab view, I would say,
Not
right?
really. No.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I don't know why it's showing this. It's really strange. I mean, Y is always better here.
Yeah. Okay. Um, let's take a look at the player real quickly. The player's capsule. Center 0.5, radius 0.49, height 1.
Hmm. That looks like it.
We need a navigation agent on this as well, right?
Mm-hmm. It's a component.
Oh.
Hmm.
It's humanoid.
We can. Should we copy this
Create
from?
another one.
Oh, interesting. I mean, should we copy this from the builder? Because, like, do we want it to be any different?
Auto tank 0.49.
Oh, this radius is like 0.25 for the baking, right? What is the humanoid one? Yeah.
2.5. Height 1. Step height. We'll start it the same.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Humanoid is basically
Default.
older, right?
Cool.
I don't know if it actually needed to be different, but whatever.
Nah, it seems reasonable. So then agent type, yeah. Auto tank and then speed. Oh, yeah. I think speed was fine. Angular speed was 360 and acceleration was.
Angular speed is going to cause it to pop when it turns. I'm willing to actually see what this looks like, honestly.
Okay, cool.
Obstacle radius, was it just 0.25 or 0.49?
This was 0.49, I thought.
Yeah. And height 1. Doesn't matter what the height is.
Right? Oh, and the quality is none. Yeah.
What did the quality do again?
When you set it to none, it doesn't interact with other agents. It's like only static objects, not moving objects.
Yes.
Which is good, though. Tanks could possibly clump up. We could have like multiple enemy AI tanks on top of each other with this, maybe.
Yeah, you would.
If the capsule collider is not pushing them back and the agent isn't pushing them back.
You do want them to try to run over the builders, though, or at least not care.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
The priority might let us control that. I forget what the tooltip on priority was, but yeah, so if we set priority 1, it will walk over the builders.
Okay, so we actually do want them to avoid each other, right?
I think so, yeah. That'd be nice.
And then... Yeah. Okay. I could see how, like, needing to organize this stuff in, like, a spreadsheet somewhere it would starts to get important.
I mean,
Because normally this would be in source code, right? You'd have, like, some, like, manifest in source code that you could put, like, enum values to or something like that. But because this is all in an editor, it's just, like, some random field that you edited somewhere, you know?
I was going to say, how many... I feel like how much...
Oh, did I just check something?
I think that is... No, I think those are both checked.
Okay.
I was gonna say
I think I just
how much of game
changed the
design is
color.
managing a spreadsheet because I assume it will actually be a bunch.
Yeah. All right. Well,
So did you add it? You added an enemy tank script to this, right?
I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So it's really easy to make AI that is like ridiculously powerful, which is fine. Um, all right. So let's actually make this a state machine, shall we?
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Nice.
Why does it insist on setting the spacing to 4? Oh, it's probably because it auto generated it at 4. That's annoying.
That's
Public. Is it public read only for the state machine? Oh no, it's just private set. Okay, cool.
Oh yeah, I like that setup.
Yeah, that's nice. And we need to actually construct it, the state machine, right?
Does it take the enemy tank?
Oh, it does. It takes this. Oh no, the states actually take it. This was correct. It's only going to be navigating on the server, and we are going to start with a state. Seek, which extends script state builder mover.
Wait, none of these are builder movers. Why is that in there?
Not builder mover. Sorry. Yeah. It was just what I copied and pasted. And we take.
Nice.
This is actually a private class. And the constructor enemy takes this. This does take a enemy tank. And then it calls base script. Once. All right, so what it's going to do is pick a target, right? And then move towards it until it gets to
Like in range or
in range.
like half of range maybe?
Yeah, some amount of range where it is also able to cast a ray towards it, right? Not hitting any obstacles. So when do we pick the target? Constantly? What's a network identity? What is the actual ID? Net ID, it's a uint.
Oh,
I guess it can just be a game object, can't it?
yeah, we don't. Yeah,
We don't need to network synchronize this.
we're not doing very much with. Yeah.
If target dot, I think if it's null, that means it's destroyed, or target active.
Mm-hmm.
We need to pick a new target, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, active in hierarchy. What does active self mean? The local active state of this game object. And that is as opposed to being active in the hierarchy. I think it's active in hierarchy that we care about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if this thing gets destroyed, we need to pick a new target, right?
Yep.
Oh, we need a damageable on this. We'll do that later. Okay. How do we find a target?
We can loop for affiliations of the opposite of ours,
Correct. Yes.
but it will start aiming at turrets of the other team.
Which we kind of want.
Like the tank just starts like it goes on a rampage. I kind of like that.
Yeah. Okay. How do we find affiliations again? What does the turret do?
Ah, yeah, that's the good question. Honestly, a lot of this stuff is probably it loops through every object. Ugh.
Yeah, we'll need to come up with we'll need to come up with a better.
Yeah, find objects of type.
Actually, let's just.
As I say, I feel like some of that could be extracted to a shared class. Yeah.
Eventually, it'll be.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We need to actually get the affiliation off of this, right? Enemy dot. Oh, this isn't it.
They are
other
affiliations.
dots. Actually, let's do this. If it's neutral, or if it's my team,
Mm-hmm.
we don't care, right?
Yep, love it.
Otherwise, target equals. And can I assume that this is not going to return destroyed objects? Let's assume that for now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's interesting. We could also do like find object of type player mover if we wanted to only attack players, which would be interesting.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. I actually kind of wanted to attack turrets, though, right?
Yeah, because it should engage with your defenses.
Right. We're doing true scripting now. This is great.
Mm-hmm.
Public override void. Okay, we find a target.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see if we're in range.
Bool, yeah.
What's the range of our gun?
I mean, gosh, we don't have a shooter script.
It's got a speed and a lifetime.
So on the turret, there's like a sight range that they get.
Okay, let's just set a sight range, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you do const? Or is it just public set or read only?
I think read only.
Is it capital or lowercase? Lowercase, right?
Lowercase.
Capital for functions. And the turret range is what? 5?
Yep.
Is it vector 3 dot distance?
Yes. Script.transform and target.transform, yeah. Do you want to return after line 33? Because we don't want to, we're grabbing just the first one, right? We're not sorting, we're not doing anything fancy.
Yes, that's correct.
Cool. So this is random targeting too, I like it.
And if the target is null here,
Just return, yeah.
I think this is just return here, right? That's basically what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to do a physics.raycast.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I did this on the turret. All the stuff basically, yeah.
Okay.
But there could be a better way to do this.
Yeah. No, it's fine. So it's basically always going to be just trying to look at the target. Is that what we're saying?
Mm-hmm.
Target does not equals. If the target is null, actually, we'll just return right here, right?
Well, I feel like that's kind of covered by those top two cases. Cool.
Now, if the target position, we do pillar.
I mean,
I'm not going to worry about moving it right now.
Yeah, that's just rotating stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Though I guess the one thing to do, I mean, maybe we need to do game object lookout here because it depends on knowing what the forward. Well, it needs a ray direction. We can get a direction a different way.
I think the ray direction is just the difference between current tank and the enemy, the target.
Okay.
Okay, so let me actually oh, I see what you're doing here. The ray distance is the range. Is that correct?
That's what I did. Yeah, I was getting because it was hitting the game boundary occasionally too, which was really annoying. Also, there was no reason to search further than that. Like, we're only looking for the thing between us and the target, so there's no reason to search past the target. I don't know if distance actually affects the calculation for this or not.
Ah, okay. So maybe we'll just do the turret thing. I'll just copy this.
Okay.
And what that will allow us to do is it's basically saying we're going to just like go after the closest thing. It doesn't matter who, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not relevant. We need a cooldown.
Only for shooting. I mean, we're trying to just depends what we're trying to do here. I think we're just trying to aim at the get
I think we're
towards.
just trying to aim right now, right?
Yeah.
We're just going to move this into a state machine maybe for firing.
Mm-hmm.
And what was confusing me is this is just range.
Yep.
Oh, no, wait.
Oh.
You were actually reducing it.
Yeah, I was. I was looking for the
We're trying to find.
closest target.
Yeah.
There's a method to my madness.
Okay. All right. Well, let me at least do. If target equals null, then we'll just do nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're not going to do any of the changing of position, right? And then the direction is just target pause minus script dot transform dot position. Right?
Damn, that's easier than what I did. I'll update the turret later.
And then we're going to cast the ray. If you actually hit the thing,
And it's not the target. You're done.
you're done. Well, in our case, we're not done.
If there's
If they are in sight and they are in range.
wait, sorry.
So, okay, I think I understand why this code doesn't directly translate.
Well, I guess yeah. If they're in range but out of sight, we want to navigate towards them nonetheless.
Right. We have two notions of range too. Like, how far do you need to be from the enemy tank before it starts to? Does it only move towards you if you're in sight?
That's a good question too. Yeah.
I think it should just, for now, it should just be like God, and it should be
Yep.
able to just always go towards you, right?
Hmm.
Which means that,
So we don't need to do any right casting right now, actually, because we're just gonna aim. We're just gonna navigate towards the closest target. Aiming comes next.
well, I think it's okay to, it's not so much aiming as like basically knowing when we're going to stop to shoot.
Right.
I guess there's like a bunch of parameters. There's like, is there a minimum distance you're gonna like minimum distance from the target that you're gonna try to maintain? At what distance away do you start firing?
Hmm.
And uh, I think that's basically it.
Yeah. 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 Is there on the agent? Is there like a path distance too? Because I'm curious if like the vector distance could be very short, but if there's a wall in between, the path is longer. Does the agent tell us how long it thinks it needs to walk to get there?
I think we can calculate that. What's the rationale behind
I
knowing
want.
the path distance?
Well, I want the minimum distance should be minimum path distance, not minimum like physical distance. Because if you're supposed to maintain 3 units of distance, but in fact there's a wall between you and the player 3 units away, you can't stop closing in on the player. You need to be 3. Well, AI is hard. I see a lot of edge cases here.
I think line of sight is the first prerequisite before you stop moving.
That
Like
makes
you're
sense.
always going to
Okay.
move if you don't have line of sight.
Always go
right?
together. Yep. Never mind. Sweet.
Until you like literally are on top of the target, right?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that's the way that we should think about it. Is like here's line of sight.
Mm-hmm.
Once we've found the target, let's assume we have the target. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I thought your find target was fine. Yeah.
Okay. So what we're saying is like if target is null or target. Why does it autofill that?
That's so annoying.
Find target. But I want to find the closest target, right?
Yeah. Then you should take my distance code or someone's distance code.
And why is it complaining about this? I think it just can't parse this function right now, right?
There's like one too many curly braces. Yeah, it seems a little unhappy.
Oh, it does have like target down here, right?
Yeah.
And we want to find the closest target, so we need a distance in here. Can we do float dot max value? And we're just going to search through them all, right?
Yep.
We should always be finding the target though, right? We should always be like every frame we should be looking for the closest thing.
Yeah, probably so.
Yeah. So what this really is it's like target equals null if target
It seems like it could be slow. I guess we need to do some.
well, your turrets are doing this right now, right?
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I mean, it's all going to be slow. I totally agree.
It's all yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I think what we need to do is we need to have indexes. That old chestnut. Vector3 dot distance between the current position and the target's position, other dot transform dot position is less than nearest distance. Like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
and you gotta update nearest distance. Isn't that unnecessary though? I mean,
well,
it happens on the first run.
oh,
right?
you're right. You're right. It's totally unnecessary. So I need to actually cache this value, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A find target was fine. It was shorter. So what this is actually doing is it's like we find target. If target is null, return. Right.
Yep.
I bet this can be abstracted out into some other function. Right?
Totally.
And it just returns the target, right?
Line 47 is going to assign instead of check equality.
I'm surprised it doesn't complain about that.
Me too. I feel like you shouldn't be able to do that in if statements.
Yeah. Now the RAID distance to the target position, target dot transform dot position. So if we don't have line of sight, we're going to keep moving, right? We don't have line of sight.
Well, sorry, that if is if we do. So
if we don't have line of sight, we just continue to update our nav mesh, right?
Probably need to bring in Unity Engine.ai for that. Nope.
Good call. Well, how do you feel about null checks? Let's not worry about them for now.
I feel kind of not like they're not useful because like if that agent gets destroyed, this whole script ain't running.
The problem is that Unity doesn't crash if you get null pointers. It just logs an error. I don't know. Like,
that's fair.
And then it just like catches the exception, which is a little bit of weird behavior, but it's fine. Agent dot destination. Basically the target position, right? And then we return, right?
Yep.
I don't know how much we need to state machine, to be honest. Not right now, at least. There's not really different modes of behavior, right?
Not yet. I wonder. I guess a future AI will have like patrolling and attacking. So
it'll have patrolling, it'll have attacking, it'll have I'm fighting one target versus I'm in the middle of a bunch of different targets and I want to do something different.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Sweet. So we continue moving towards the target. If we are not in range, we'll also continue moving towards the target, right? So maybe this needs to be a little bit different.
What is that? This seems. I mean, maybe since we're approaching time, maybe what would be nice to see is like this thing walks up to a player and then stops a short distance away and just follows you around.
Yeah, we could do that.
I think that's pretty close.
The thing is that like there's many different situations where we want this to happen.
I mean, gosh, we want that to happen
pretty much all the time, right?
Yeah, I feel like that happens as long as there's a target, right?
In fact, we just want to stop if you're within range.
Yeah.
Right? So if we are,
Oh, I think that return inside the if was good. Yeah, like we're done updating at that point. If we can't see you,
we're going to keep moving
we
towards
keep
you. And
moving
if
towards
we're
you.
out of range, greater than also return, right? Because we can't even shoot you, right? What? This actually can see that static. That's wild.
Interesting. Wait, we didn't override that, did we?
I don't think so. No. All right. Um, are we missing it? I mean, we're missing lots of stuff on the enemy tank. It's actually quite complicated, right? It needs a damageable. It needs all those
It
things.
needs some stuff. Right now it's going to aim. Well, no damageable is good because right now it's going to walk towards the turret and just sit near a turret. So it's good that it can't blow up. We'll have to go. We'll have to go and fetch it. Basically, you have to navigate to it and become the closest target.
Oh, because of all of these enemy tanks, friendly tanks here.
Friendly turrets. Oh yeah, good point. Yep.
Uh, these are enemy turrets, right? So if we just put an enemy tank,
those are neutral, for what it's worth.
Oh, those are neutrals?
Yeah, they just attack everything.
Oh, okay. But this guy can't die, right?
No. Also, the mesh on that tank looks bizarre and possibly not visible.
Okay.
Just zooming in on it in the scene view, like I don't see anything there. Oh,
is God. It just tiny?
Why is it so tiny? What happened?
Okay, let's look at the player real quick.
I mean, everything should be 1.
Is the scale off on the enemy tank by chance?
Let's find out, yeah. What?
Did I grab the wrong mesh, perhaps? That looks like the right mesh, right?
I think that's it, yeah.
Well, the materials are all off, right? Maybe that's one problem.
Yeah, it still looked tiny though, didn't it?
This just needs a glow, right? Wireframe glow white. Is that what we're using?
Yeah, white is the one that's configurable. Yep. I'd love to figure out how to get some of that crap out of there.
All this stuff here?
Yeah.
I think we can.
It's not all. It's not all us. Some of it's coming from.
Some
it's coming from the mirror examples.
Oh, we should just delete those, right?
Yeah, I feel ready for that. But be careful not to delete all of mirror. Like it's the whole thing, right?
These are just the examples.
Oh, sorry, I can't see what you're clicking.
Oh, so you can't see what I'm doing. Yes.
Sweet. Yeah. Yeah, kill examples. There's a bunch of scenes and stuff in there too. It's annoying.
This might make our lives like way easier. Do you think?
I think it's be a lot less to compile. But actually not that much. They're very tiny examples. If we added like 5 more scenes, it would be just as complex.
It doesn't help that I have like 5 things open right now. Let's close Writer. You don't need it. Oh, do I want to stuff them in exit? Yes. I don't know what I was doing.
Was it still debugging
yeah, I was
back
still
there?
attached. Huh?
Was it still debugging back there? Yeah.
It might have been. Yeah.
That's really weird how slow that gets. Huh. Wonder why.
I don't know either.
I guess the number of files changed, but also...
Oh, did it finish? Just as I started looking. It's just about to narc on it. CPU's doing fine. What's going on?
It saw you looking at it. It was like,
Yeah. And then I put black on the barrel, right?
That is already a lot smaller, yeah.
Where is black?
At
Oh,
the
it's this
yeah.
one. It's just called black.
Yeah, we could do better than that. And then mesh at the top, I guess, gets the last one.
Oh, this is like the tank body.
It was the tank body, yeah. Okay.
Okay, but that doesn't necessarily solve the scaling issue, right?
No, because it's still totally invisible.
Is it just like, oh, the Y value
Oh,
should be 0, right?
yeah.
But where the fuck is it now? Oh, it's up here.
It's in the center, yeah. Okay. Phew.
Oh, whew. Perspective. It's a doozy.
Okay, so this tank should turn red with the white glow on it. Okay. Well,
Variable target. Oh, I see.
whoa.
Network transform child is mesh. I think we might have to carry it down, but we'll see.
Okay. Interesting. So that make that whole object just not run any scripts?
Failed to create agent because it's not close enough to the nav mesh.
What? If you switch to the navigation...
Forgot that the bullets are...
Bullets are everyone's enemy. If you switch to the navigation tab, can we see what the mesh is on? That's really weird. I mean,
yeah.
it should be fine.
Is he too close to the wall?
Maybe.
Let's knock him back by 1. Show height mesh. Nothing.
I don't think we have one.
Show walls?
I don't know.
What are walls?
We don't have any. We only have obstacles. Because all our walls are live objects, basically.
Yes. Somehow I think this is going to keep complaining. Not close enough to the nav mesh. When we create the...
I'm Googling the error.
the builder... Okay, yeah, it's sitting above the ground, so its Y position is 0, right? So it should have the same distance from the ground as the enemy tank here.
Oh lordy, I'm in a thread from 2012. That's not good news.
Okay, it is also making the same complaint.
Huh.
And when I double click on this, it doesn't do anything. Shouldn't it actually give me a stack, or should we show like where we're logging this? Oh, it's this thing here. Failed to create agent because it is not close enough to the nav mesh.
Not close enough. Can't see that. Sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay. Is the I wonder. Are we like building it too high? Like actually too high?
Let's see.
Weird. Does it have a Y offset in the scene view?
Oh, the Y is -30 here.
Oh, come on. Okay. That is not close to the nav mesh.
Yeah, that is weird.
The hell? Okay. Why did it let us create that?
No. Okay. It is still registering the same error,
Is it
although
registering
not as frequently.
fewer? Yeah. Can we destroy all of the our friendly turrets? I mean, you can just shoot them. I don't care.
Yeah, what I can do is
That works. No turrets. Well, because I want to, like, I'm wondering if it's in range and it's not moving, so I want to see if we can move closer to it and take precedence. I don't know.
the range is 5, right?
Is that
So
is that closest turret 5? I'm not sure.
and actually that actually just registered a couple more of these when I clicked here.
Oh, well, maybe it's normal. Yeah, I mean, I think the enemy tank is in range of those turrets, so I would maybe try to
Oh, I
move.
see what you're saying. Why can't I shoot? Oh, is it because if I don't have the cursor, I can't shoot? That's a bug.
Oh no. Okay, but wait, yeah, can we? Oh, can we?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like you're saying that these are all like
They're in range. Like, can we
that's why you
just?
wanted to get rid of them. Yeah.
Yeah, or like blow it up and like you can shoot them and make it follow us around. There's a lot of.
Yeah. Is there an easy way I can just get rid of these, but then not
No.
have to rebuild them? Huh?
No. I don't think so. Maybe if we put the turrets in a group in an empty object, we could turn off the whole empty object, but otherwise, I don't know.
Man,
And you got the
it's
ground in there too, yeah. It's pretty rough.
well, to be honest, what would we do in our editor, right?
Delete
Like,
them?
why did it select the barrels? Like, I shouldn't be able to like click into the object while I'm.
I think we just need to do better organization of our scene view because I could have made this easier to work with when I put it together.
I mean, I don't know. I think this is okay. I mean, like that's possibly something we need to do, but I don't like. I think it still makes sense that we shouldn't be able to like select micro pieces of the.
Oh, totally. Yeah, that part remains really strange.
Okay. So your claim.
What?
Why are these all selected now? What? Why did it do that?
What is happening? Well, yeah, my claim is I'm not sure anymore. And sorry, wait, we set the agent destination. I guess I'm not sure if it's if it's doing anything.
We set the destination to. Oh, we didn't enqueue the state, so that's a problem.
Okay.
Okay, so that's a big issue right there.
Phew, okay. Well, good. Right, so now it should take a walk towards us.
Yeah. Why did it open every object here? Like, what happened
I don't
to the
know.
editor to do this?
Right click and collapse all, I think, but I have no idea. Oh, is there no collapse all? Oh well.
Oh man.
Well, damn. Nah, I should have navigated towards us at least.
Yeah, well, this is the last thing I'll try.
Yep, just make sure we're getting called. That seems reasonable.
I wonder if the game is like way more complicated. Will this build cycle be even longer?
Quite possibly.
Yeah, okay.
I mean,
Okay, it's not getting called.
Ah.
So the target's not it's not finding us. So are we getting to here? Are we even updating?
yep. Great question.
Do you know what this does? Does it go to the next scene? Have you ever hit this button
I've
before?
never hit that button. Is it even on? I don't know. Yeah, I've never seen it. If you hover over it, what does it say it is?
It's activated when we're playing.
What? With no tooltip. Okay. Did anything get logged?
No, it doesn't look like it.
Okay. Okay,
Well,
so
that sucks.
That's yeah. So that's that's too bad.
Oh, we're not updating the state machine.
Okay.
There you go. Maybe we should have been inheriting.
I do think that our state machine boilerplate might get more complex, so I'd be interested in that.
Well, this is the second time we're using it ever, right?
That's true.
And it's a fairly complicated case. So I'll continue making excuses.
Okay. I just don't want to write that update function ever. That's all. That's my laziness. Cool. Great. That's definitely
Okay, that's an improvement, but it's still not on the mesh for some reason.
Yeah. I wonder if, well,
there still must be some issue with the prefab.
yeah, I have a lot of questions, and one of them too. I wonder if we'll have better luck doing instantiated it, the way we instantiate the builder, like at runtime.
Yeah, you might be right. Oh, but see, even the position of it is like really out of whack.
Yeah, it's really weird. I think we must have baked something in that got dragged in. So
I think it's just like when I created the prefab, it had like really weird.
Yeah.
It had a really weird transform at that point.
Give it one more play, and then let's call it an evening.
Okay.
Because we sure have found some weird offsets.
Well, we're using a completely new API here, right? And it's like big and ugly.
Dang. Okay.
Well, it's impressive how many things were wrong with it, and that error still persists.
Yeah.
Right. So we haven't even drilled down to the most fundamental issue yet.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? Which is troubling. But I bet we'll like figure it out in 10 minutes when the stream is done.
I assume so.
Yeah. As these things go.
Indeed.
Where am I? There I am. This is better. I was wondering why I was kind of like out in the middle of nowhere when I first opened the prefab. Always check that transform.
That makes a lot more sense. It's so weird.
Yeah.
I feel like I've not seen that happen before.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's that.
Cool.
Not 100% successful, but we did fix a few things at least.
It's close.
Yeah.
The not on the mesh is very annoying, and I think will be quick to fix. So we'll see.
So, what do you think about if this is tower defense? One thing that this is going to have over Bolo, like Bolo has durable enemies, right? It has really durable turrets, has really durable tanks. The turrets being more durable than the tanks. But Don't we also want like swarms of easy things that we kill just for the sheer visceral
It's
satisfaction?
very satisfying. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
We're leaving Bolo Land, but in a good way.
Yeah, I hope so too.
We're adding satisfaction.
Awesome.
All right,
Okay,
sweet.
Doug.
I'll see you back here on Thursday.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Nice.
And